dietitian that helps women to heal from recurring vaginal infections. And today's topic, we're going to go over how fear, anxiety, worry, stress is causing you to manifest recurring vaginal infections without you even realizing. And I'm going over this today because I dealt with a little bit of fear this morning. I just ended my period and I felt like I had some symptoms of an infection, even though I don't have an infection. And it caused me to have a lot of overthinking, ruminating thoughts. And having these thoughts can directly lead to you having an infection. So I'm going to go over how. So, disclaimer, I'm a dietitian, and also something else I was going to mention. Oh, this is just education. This is not medical advice. I do have another video on nervous system regulation for healing recurring vaginal infections, because nervous system dysregulation can cause recurring vaginal infections, which I'll touch on a little bit in this video since it does go over fear and anxiety and stress. So if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you know my history of recurring vaginal infections. I healed myself twice from both 2-year-long episodes of recurring vaginal infections. And one of the things that was keeping me stuck in a loop was my fear and anxiety around getting it again. So if you want to know my whole entire story, go to my Vag Education playlist, and you'll see it's it's actually my first video. I go over my whole entire journey and story with dealing with recurring vaginal infections. So your mindset might be the missing piece when it comes to your healing, because fear and worry can actually manifest your symptoms. So first, we're going to go over the mind-body connection. I do have a whole entire video on its own on the mind-body connection. I think I just made that video maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, so I would go ahead and check that out. But it explains about the subconscious mind and how it controls basically 90% of our thoughts, emotions, and bodily responses, which is really, really important, because bodily responses, as in our subconscious mind, can dictate how our body reacts. So it can dictate whether we get an infection or not. And our subconscious mind has something called the reticular activating system, and its job is to scan your environment and prove all of your thoughts and beliefs to be true, including all the things that you ruminate on, that you fear about, that you worry about, that you stress about. Your subconscious mind doesn't realize that that's a negative, like it knows that it's a negative thing, but it's still going to confirm it to you to be true. So when you are dealing with the rumination of negative thoughts and you're scared of getting recurring vaginal infection, all your subconscious mind sees or interprets is vaginal infection, and then it can cause a vaginal infection to occur. So stress creates nervous system dysregulation. Watch that video I have on nervous system dysregulation. And nervous system dysregulation leads to immune suppression, which makes it an easier environment to infections to overgrow. Because when your immune system is suppressed, it can't fight off the infections like how it's supposed to, and then that can cause you to have the vaginal infections. So the fear loop and vaginal health. So I'll give you an example. You have sex, but then you are expecting to get BV or yeast after sex, which, if you know anything about universal laws, one example of the universal law is gravity, which it's a law that works regardless of whether we believe in it or not. There's another universal law called the law of expectation, or the law of assumption. Basically states what you expect or what you assume is to be true. So if you assume and expect BV and yeast infections after having sex, through these universal laws, it's going to prove you right. And because your subconscious mind's job is to prove you right through the reticular activating system, you are most likely going to get BV or yeast infection after sex. This then keeps your body stuck in fight or flight mode, which is putting you in survival mode, aka activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight survival mode nervous system, which causes inflammation, high cortisol levels. It can suppress your immune system, and then it can also cause you to have more recurring vaginal infections. It can also cause your vaginal microbiome to shift, allowing for bad bacteria or fungi to overgrow, because stress directly impacts our gut health and our microbiome health and our bacterial health inside. So, as I mentioned, worry triggers higher cortisol. Higher cortisol also leads to high blood sugar. This I go over in the other video as well. High blood sugar will then fuel yeast and bacteria and can disrupt immune balance, causing you to have the recurring vaginal infections. So It may not seem like it's all connected, but everything is all connected. We're just not taught about these things, which is why I teach about it on my channel. And then when you have chronic fear, you have chronic tension, which can lead to pelvic floor tightening, which will reduce blood flow and immune defense in vaginal tissue. So oftentimes, women that heal from recurring vaginal infections may have issues with pelvic floor dysfunction afterwards because of the chronic tension, their pelvic floor tightening, which can make sex painful and cause like burning sensations or unease with insertion or sex just not feeling good or pleasurable. And even though you've healed from the infection, having sex may feel like you still have an infection because of the pelvic floor dysfunction. So it's a matter of that, and also the post-inflammatory effects of the infection. So after the infection, your tissues may be inflamed for being infected for so long that may also cause the pain that you may deal with during sex after healing your recurring vaginal infections. So this is the most important, how fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So fear basically ruminates in your mind, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real. And what we focus on grows. So our subconscious mind has to prove us right no matter what. So if we're in a fearful state, this is why oftentimes you may manifest your biggest fears, because that's all you're focused on, and what we focus on grows. So when you think to yourself, I always get BV after sex, your subconscious mind sees it as a command to fulfill, because the words that we speak over our lives are spells and affirmations, and through repetition, they become dominant thoughts and beliefs that our subconscious mind has to prove to us to be true. So I'll give you my own personal example. I woke up this morning, right, and my period is ending, and I felt a little bit of burning, and I don't know why. My body, I guess my pH is just rebalancing after my period, because on your period, your blood is alkaline, so it causes your vag pH to go up a little bit. But then afterwards, your body naturally knows how to restore its balance. So because I felt the burning, I started overthinking to myself, oh my God, what if I have another infection? I don't want to do this again. How am I going to have another infection? From teaching women about healing their infections, and I'm thinking all these things, right? But what we focus on grows. So if I had chosen to stay in that loop cycle of the fearful thoughts, I would eventually manifest them, because your brain's job has to prove you right. And what we fear oftentimes will come true because of the law of assumption, the law of expectation, and also because of the reticular activating system performing confirmation bias. So, like I told you, law of assumption, what you expect is what your reality shapes around. So if you continue to expect these infections and you feel a symptom and you start going haywire in your mind, then it's going to make it worse, because if you notice that, like, sometimes you may not realize that you have something, but then once it's confirmed to you, now all of a sudden you're feeling the symptoms. That is how the mind works. It's kind of like a placebo effect, right? So if you feel a symptom and you automatically go into spiral mode thinking, oh my God, I have another infection, this, that, and the third, you start to feel it more because you're telling your brain what's going on, and your brain has to confirm to you that you do have an infection. Even if you may not have an infection, it may just be a temporary burn sensation for whatever reason. Like for me, it was temporary. I don't know what that was about, but if I had continued to stay in that loop, it would have gotten worse. So what I did was I went to my YouTube channel and I went to my meditations, and I did 4 of my meditations. I did my nervous system regulation meditation for recurring vaginal infections. I did my visualization one. I did my releasing fear around sex. And I also did I did another one. I forgot which I did. Let me check, so I can view my history. I did my releasing fear of sex meditation. I did my releasing the fear of recurring vaginal infection meditation, my nervous system regulation meditation, also my visualization meditation. So those are what I did to help me come back into the state of being more regulated and calm myself down, because my meditations do help you to calm down, regulate your nervous system. It incorporates breath work, visualization, and other techniques to basically ground you so that you're not panicking and freaking out. So The subconscious mind does not filter good versus bad. It just delivers what you say on repeat. So whatever your repeated thoughts and beliefs are is exactly what your subconscious mind is going to keep proving to you. So now, in order to break this cycle, you need to catch your fearful thoughts in the moment, which is what I did. Because I was having fearful thoughts this morning, and I was like, no, this is no longer my reality. I am healed. I am a healed person because I said so. My mind has supremacy over my body and my reality. And if I say that I'm healed, point blank, period. My vagina knows how to restore balance. My vagina is healthy. Everything about my womb is healthy. I was just affirming to myself after catching myself in the fearful thoughts in the moment. Then the next step is to practice nervous system regulation, which is what I did. I did those 4 meditations that all incorporated the breath work and everything else. If you want to learn more about this, I do have a video like I mentioned before. Then affirmations and mental imagery. That's also what I did because that's incorporated into my meditations. I visualized me having sex with peace, no symptoms afterwards, and I visualized my vagina being healthy with no symptoms at all. And then reframe your thoughts. So instead of saying, I hope I don't get BV, say, my vagina is healthy, balanced, and resilient. So to break the cycle, you want to follow these 4 steps: awareness, nervous system regulation, affirmations and mental imagery, and reframe your thoughts. Some tools you can use to reprogram your mind include sleep subliminals or sleep meditations or affirmation tapes. I do have a free 8-hour overnight vaginal healing sleep tape that's linked down below if you want to go ahead and check that out. Also, daily visualization of symptom-free intimacy and normal discharge. So with the subliminals and affirmations, those are reprogramming your mind to think more positive thoughts because what we focus on grows. And whatever we repeat through repetition is going to be our dominant thoughts and beliefs that reflect in our reality. Visualization creates reality. Our imagination creates reality. Everything we have on this earth would not be here if it was not once visualized in someone's mind. So my meditations do incorporate visualization of being symptom-free, having intimacy without pain, having normal discharge, whatever it is that you want to visualize when it comes to your vagina. My meditations do incorporate that as well. So visualization and subliminals, also affirmation and sleep tapes. And then gratitude journaling for your body's healing abilities. So I do have a scripting packet that's included in the Vag Reset program that I give you to journal out every single day. Gratitude and also manifesting perfect vaginal health. So that is included in the program. But just gratitude journaling daily about how you're grateful for your vagina and your immune system and your body's ability to heal, and you're grateful for all these things, it's going to help you come back into a state and a love frequency that's going to help you to heal faster and keep you healed, period. And then, of course, pair mindset work with nutrition and microbiome support for best results. So in my book, the Vag Reset ebook, I do go over a whole entire mindset routine that you can follow for 30 days or however long you want to help you heal. I do go over education on nutrition to help you heal, as well as education on sleep, physical activity, stress levels. So my ebook is a really, really great resource that has all the guidelines that you need in order to help you heal. But if you prefer the more one-to-one support, then join the Vag Reset program. The info for that is going to be down below. But when you combine nutrition with nervous system regulation and subconscious reprogramming, you have no choice but to heal, point blank, period. Like, that's it. Your fear is not protecting you. It's recreating the same reality. So keep that in mind, because we think that fear is protecting us because we want to take action, do physical things, but that's not what's going to help us heal. It's going to keep recreating the same reality and keep us in the same loop cycle of the recurring vaginal infections. So you need to shift your mind and then your body follows. You don't do the physical action first without shifting your mind, because then you're not going to get the result that you want. Shift your mind first, because everything starts within, as within, so without. So you start within internally, do mindset work, and then your body will follow your commands. So that's it for today's live. I hope this makes sense as to why you may be manifesting your recurring vaginal infections if you have a lot of fearful, stressful, worrisome, anxious thoughts. And I hope this puts you at ease that once you learn how to regulate your nervous system, you will no longer get the recurring vaginal infections, and you won't allow your body and your reality to dictate your health, because you are in control of your health. You are the creator of your reality. You can choose to feel a symptom and feel disempowered and think, oh my God, here we go again. Or you can choose to feel a symptom and deny it and be like, nope, this is not what I think it is. This is my body rebalancing itself. This is my pH coming back into balance. This is my body healing, and this is proof that I am healing. Turn it into your favor. Make it into your favor so that you're not making it into something that is going to cause your vaginal infections again. So always assume best case scenario, everything's working out in your favor, and whatever symptom you feel, just affirm to yourself, no, this is not my reality anymore. This is the old frequency in which I used to have recurring vaginal infections. Now I'm in the new frequency in which I don't have recurring vaginal infections, and I'm healed, and I no longer have to worry about this because I am healthy no matter what, because my vagina is strong and balanced, so is my gut, so is my immune system. So you see, it's all about positive self-talk and positive reinforcement. Speak to yourself as if you were to speak to a friend or maybe your own child. And just continue with the positive self-talk, the mental dieting, and regulate your nervous system through breath work, meditation, EFT tapping, whatever it is that you have to do to help ground yourself, so you can get out of that fearful loop of those negative thoughts, and then you won't experience the symptoms anymore. So I hope that helps. I'll see you guys all on my next video. Bye, everyone.